What is going on, beautiful people? Josh here. Today we are working on removing the dark circles from underneath somebody's eyes. This is another episode in our series about Photoshop skin retouching. So let's go ahead and begin. First thing we want to do is we want to create a nice organized workspace for ourselves. So we're going to go over here, we're going to fit on screen. Now, this is not something everybody shows. You can go over here to Window, you can go to Arrange, and you can create a new window for this image. All right. If you look here at the top, you have two windows open for the same image. Now we're going to go to Window, Arrange, and we are going to take and go two up vertical. That'll put our two images side by side. Now, everything we do to the image that is on our left-hand side will appear to our image on the right-hand side. Let me go ahead and show you just as an example. I'm gonna paint a black dot here in the middle of his forehead, and now there is a black dot there on the right hand side as well. So that is how that works. The reason I'm doing this is because this will allow me to see the image as a whole, so that I do not overdo it while doing my color correction underneath the eyes. So let's go ahead and begin. First thing we want to do after that is create a copy of our background layer. We can do so just by pressing Control J or Command J if you're on a Mac. I'm not a Mac user, so enjoy. Now we're going to re-highlight our background layer, and we are going to create another clean layer above it. Now we're going to select our layer 1. Let's double click the name real fast, and we're just going to name it High, because we are putting a high pass filter on this. Now we are going to convert this for a smart filter, or turn it into a smart object, however you want to say it. So we're going to go Filter, Convert for Smart Filter. We're going to go ahead and click OK. And if you look at our box here, there's a little image that just appeared over top of it. All right, that lets us know that we have done it correctly. Now we're going to go to Filter a second time. We're going to go to Other, and we are going to go to High Pass. All right. We can use this tool, this little square box, and we're going to click right underneath the eye, and we are going to zoom out just a tiny bit, and we're going to take our radius and we're going to make it all the way down to 0.1, and we're going to gradually move it up until we can slightly see the dark circle underneath the eye. So for me, looks like 1.9 is going to be about right. Okay, now with our high pass layer selected, we're going to change our blending mode to overlay. And then we are going to take and zoom in on our photo. We're going to select layer 2, and we are going to use our eyedropper tool or a sampler tool, whatever you want to, however you want to refer to it. So we go to our eyedropper tool. We're using a 5x5 average for this image, and always make sure that it is current and below selected, and not all layers, or all layers no adjustments or anything else like that. We just want to use current and below, because if it is not selected, it'll pull the gray from the high pass layer as well, and it will screw up your colors. So there we go. Let's go ahead and click on an image that not an image, a color that is slightly brighter than what is underneath his eye, to kind of keep things naturalish looking. All right, we have our color selected. Now we are going to go over to our brush tool. We are going to use a soft brush. Your opacity and your flow may vary. I like to use, kind of a 50 and 10 to work with, but just for GP for this image, I'm going to leave that all the way up to opacity. All the way up to 100 with the opacity, and keep the flow down around 10. With our color selected, make sure that we are on the correct layer. All we have to do is paint that color in underneath the eye. Now we're going to select another color by holding Alt, and we're going to use a color from this side of the face. And right about there seems good enough for me. And we are going to paint over onto the other eye. Now, all things happen in moderation, and humans have a tendency to absolutely overdo things. The beautiful thing about doing it this way and separating the layers, we can take our opacity and we can bring our opacity down on the layer until it looks natural. So right about there for me is good, and that's all there is to it. So let's go ahead and close this down, put our image back on screen, and there we go. That's it for this. You guys have a wonderful day, okay? Deuces.